you don't even need to have a platform. Like I know you talked about I have followers or whatever, but honestly, it's just whatever you post it's gonna reach a number of people. Like on my Instagram, I have this thing where it says like how many people I reach, and sometimes it gets up to like 100,000. So it's like those people see what I post, you know, and it's just a great feeling that I can, use my influence.
What's up and welcome back to today's episode of Boost Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Guys, this is episode number 7. Let's give it up.
Yes. Statistically, we are average at this point.
Yeah, we're average.
Yes.
Feels good.
We just got to make it past this one, and we are set. And I can promise you that our number 8 episode is
going to be fire.
It's hot. It's hot, guys.
It's literally hot.
I'll tell you what else is hot. It's outside.
Yes.
Dude, it's been ridiculous lately.
It's been toasty.
Every freaking day. It's been like over 100.
Yeah, I'm so ready for winter. I am so ready.
I'm a winter guy.
Yep.
I love winter. I love wearing a hoodie, sweatpants.
Yes.
That's my go-to.
Yes.
Why do you like winter so much for the clothes?
Well,
it's
partly.
cooler.
Partly.
Here's my thing.
You can wear some dope clothes in the winter. Not even
you can
lie.
also like bundle up in cold, but in hot.
There's only so much.
You can only
straight
legally have a certain amount of clothes on. You
But
know
you
what I
can't
mean?
get the water to cool off.
Yeah.
What about you, Curtis? I know you. I mean,
I'm not big on winter, man, because like when you're outside, like your hands don't work. I just drives me crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
You're like trying to open your car door and you're like your hands like aren't opening.
right.
It just pisses
Well, I'm
me
sick
off.
of it. I'm ready for winter.
Me
I know
too.
I am.
Me too.
Yeah.
Guys, let's just go ahead and bring on our guest.
Let's do it.
We have got an incredible guest. She is no stranger to the Weatherford and SWOSU community. She's one of my personal good friends. She's a 3-time All-American, a future professional basketball player and resident of Sweden. She's on track to big things in life. Let's give it up for Hailey Tucker. She's tall. How tall are you, Hailey?
6'3".
That's taller than me. Golly.
Taller than me.
It's taller than most guys. It's okay.
Haley, we've known each other for a little bit. We met my freshman year of SWOSU. Your junior
year, maybe. I feel like we've been friends for like 10 years, though.
I know.
I feel like I've known you for a long time. Yeah.
I remember I walked into it was like the first class that I had, and I sat by you, and we didn't say anything for like a week. And then
really? Oh my gosh, I'm so mean.
No, I was just like, a young freshman. I was coming in. I was like, I don't know how this college thing works. I guess I just sit down and.
I still don't know how it works. I didn't go to college.
No one knows how it works. Yeah.
So anyway, but I remember we had a argument and debate class together, and I think that's where we started to really get to know each other. We had a debate about. I'm not gonna say who won.
I won.
Haley won.
She's just gonna put it out.
It's competitive.
It was about whether Cane's or Chick-fil-A was better, and I'm not gonna get into this because we could do a whole podcast.
Well, here's what I found out is that Caden had Chick-fil-A and Haley had Cane's, and somehow Caden still lost.
Oh, I did.
Okay, listen.
Are you an advocate more for Cane's than Chick-fil-A in real life?
Oh, 100%.
You are?
Every day.
Seriously?
Oh, I don't like Chick-fil-A. I'm not a fan.
You literally
But
don't
listen,
like Chick-fil-A.
They put like a chemical in their chicken?
Something like that.
Yeah, they have a chemical that can cause like diabetes or like
No way.
like various mental health problems and stuff. They put that in their chicken.
If my wife knew that, we would never go to Chick-fil-A.
It's good on some days, but I'm not a big like fried chicken
It's
fan.
good on Sundays. It's closed on Sundays.
No,
She
some
said
days.
some.
Oh, my
Some
bad,
days,
my
yeah. But isn't that the worst when you like go on Sunday and then you're like, oh, I can't wait for this
and
food.
then you can't do it.
So Chick-fil-A, if you're listening, sponsor us.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
Come on the show.
Come on the show.
Come on the show, Chick-fil-A.
Right.
So Haley, you're playing professional basketball. I mean, you're going to Sweden. Are you excited for that? Like, what are your initial thoughts about just going?
Yeah, I leave in a week. A week
No
from
way.
today. Yep. Wow. So I fly to Chicago, from Chicago to Stockholm, Sweden, and then Stockholm to Visby, Sweden, where I'm going to be at, which is an island. So like I'm super excited about it, but I'm also very nervous.
Is it cold up there?
So when I first initially arrive, it'll be like 70 degrees. It'll be perfect weather for the whole time, and I'm on an island, so like I can like go hang out by the beach or whatever I want.
Oh, wow.
But then, it does get really pretty cold. I mean, like, it's normal, but it doesn't snow there.
And what team are you going to be playing for?
The Visby Ladies.
The Visby Ladies.
Visby Ladies, yeah. I was like, what's our mascot? And they're like, the ladies. I'm like, no, but, like, what's our mascot?
Yeah.
It's ladies, yeah.
The ladies. So is it literally a lady?
Yeah. Like it's a girl just
Really?
or a lady playing
What are the
basketball.
colors? That's important to me. I don't know.
I think it's red and black.
Red
and black.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too bad it's not, navy and white.
I know.
Sad
It's
day.
okay. But now I can wear white shoes without Coach Music telling me I can't. So
That's what's up.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
What was the
So-
rule? What was the rule against white shoes?
okay, well they get super dirty, and also Coach Music and Coach Anderson were big on like matching, and so I mean I'm big on that too for like team wise and everything like that.
Right.
Yeah, so we all had to match.
What are you nervous about?
Everything.
Everything?
Not really the basketball portion of it, but honestly just going over there and not having my friends and family with me.
Yeah.
Right.
I can attest to that. I'm a big people person, and I don't like to stray away from that. So, but you'll do great. We're supporting you here. I know that
Thanks, yeah.
everybody at SWASU is, everybody in Weatherford. We welcome you back.
Woo!
You are here.
Yes.
So
Thanks.
it's no what do you want to call it? It's no question that you have like a lot of people looking up to you. You have a lot of influence on the court, off the court, in a lot of ways. And so, like, looking back, what would you say to like freshman Hailey? Like, what would you tell her?
I've talked about this. I don't know if y'all saw our letter to a freshman self.
I did. I
oh
saw
my
it.
gosh, it makes me cry every time I even hear the music. But it would just be to slow down and to stop wishing time away. That would be like my whole thing to any freshman out there or sophomore underclassmen would be just not to wish time away, to enjoy the moment.
I think that applies to like outside of college, just life in general. Just like we talked about this a little bit on previous episodes, but just like don't wish yourself out of the situation you're in, because like I think a lot of times we can miss so much.
Oh yeah, for sure.
About like in the moment and this current season we're in, like focusing on down the road that we just take for granted.
And especially with me going to Sweden, I mean, obviously I'm going to be there in probably the first couple of months. I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, like I can't wait to go home and stuff. But I just have to enjoy the moment, and I have to listen to what like I would tell my freshman self.
Yeah. What was your like? I mean, you spent a lot of time here. What was your favorite moment above all else about going to SWASU?
Does it have to be like basketball?
No. Anything. I mean, you could do one of each, or whatever you think.
Honestly, so like my favorite like non on the court moment would be my coaches having their babies, and
really,
yeah.
Wow.
They are cute. They are cute.
They're so cute. But those babies being born, I feel like they're like a part of my family, because those coaches are like my moms, and so them having like bringing in children, and when I'm there, it's like, oh, I just got a new brother and little sister, So
that's so cool.
Yeah, but the favorite on the court moment, honestly, when Tabor Beer made that 3-point shot to win the game for us.
Which was what game was that?
Semis of the regional
That's what
tournament.
I thought.
Yeah.
That was a big moment. I was watching it, and I was just like, it was like one of those moments where you just jump up and you're just like,
oh yeah.
Let's go.
Well, if you see me, I like kind of stopped because I threw her the pass. And there was a girl open underneath the goal that I should have probably thrown it to her, but then I was like, nah, because the girl dove back to get her on the backside.
Yep.
So I threw it to Tabor, and she took that one little dribble hop step that she always does, and she shot it. And I was like, that's in. That is going in. And oh my gosh. And Hayden pretty like drops and hits the floor. Like Coach Anderson's like banging on the press box or something. Like, it's so bad. Oh my gosh.
What was the celebration afterwards? What did that look like?
Well, they put time back on the clock, like 0.5 seconds, something
That's
like
right.
you can't make a
about
shot.
that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
So it's impossible. So after that, we just all started crying. I don't know if that's like
what else do you do? I mean,
no, yeah. Well, anytime, because me and Hayden found each other like after every game, and we even found each other tonight, and we just started bawling because I'm leaving. But yeah, so we just started crying because it was such a good moment.
I went to a few games, and you pull up from like the half court line.
Oh gosh.
Did your coaches ever get upset with you for pulling up that far, or they were just like, take your shot, right?
It's Hailey Tucker. Just let her shoot.
Shoot your shot.
No. Well, I work on that. It's not like I just like Steph Curry. I'll just go run out there and.
Hey, that's fine too, I guess, right?
But in high school, I had to develop something different than everybody else was doing because people would triangle into me or box and one me. So then I was like, let me just take a couple steps back. And it turned into like a couple more steps off of that.
Yeah.
So, but no,
that was
Coach
impressive.
Music,
I saw it happen a few times. I was like, she's pulling up from the half court line right now.
if it was an air ball, I'm sorry you had to see that.
No,
but
there was a lot of makes from like way out.
More makes than misses. From what I remember.
It's not what the stats say, but
Don't
Right.
look. Hey, but I did look at your stats for this, and they are
quite
incredible.
impressive.
For real. Like,
Not this year, but
look,
other years.
it doesn't matter. You've gotten female GAC athlete of the year. You've got like what, over 2,300 career points. You were GAC freshman of the year. Am I right in all this?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. The words, I'm
And
just like, ugh.
you're currently in the running for NCAA Woman of the Year.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
What
so
is that?
what is that?
Okay, so the NCAA woman is just, someone who exemplifies who the NCAA would want as their person of the year. It's
And
someone.
this is over all divisions.
Yes. So Division 1, Division 2, Division 3.
Wow.
So I find out if I make it to the next level soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just an incredible honor. To be even nominated for it and to make it to the next round was, for me, when they called me and said, you made it to the next round, you're one of 50 or one of 100, whatever it was. I mean, I was like, huh, what?
That's insane.
Yeah, so it's just
really neat.
academic,
And is
volunteering.
that a
everything.
vote thing, or is it?
So we had to write an essay.
Okay.
So I wrote my essay, and then you have to fill out like all your volunteer work, your awards that you've won, just what you've done, and then
Right.
they choose. A committee chooses.
Super cool.
So can people vote on this thing? Or
I
like-
don't know. I'm not too. I think it's a committee that kind of.
Okay.
Because
Well,
honestly, like the vote could go.
If we find out later that you can vote, for those of you listening, go vote for Hailey Tucker.
Vote. Right? Yeah.
And if
She deserves it,
And
for
if
sure.
anybody on the committee is watching,
Vote for
this
it.
is right here.
This
This is
isn't
the
legal.
one.
Right.
It sounds like you have a lot of eyes on you at all times, kind of throughout your life, whether it be on the court, off the court. SWASU is kind of a smaller town, small school, but there's a lot of eyes on you.
Especially social media too.
Social media.
You have over 20,000.
How bad do you want that blue check mark? Be honest. Because honestly,
I like that question.
No, because honestly, I want it real bad, but I don't want to put in any of the work to get it. I just want to get it, and I have like probably 4 photos up right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to try. I just want it.
Well, I like, okay, so it's funny story, real quick story. So it's just, people who message me and they're like, hey, why aren't you talking to me anymore? Like on your other account. I'm like, what other account are you talking about?
No way.
Yeah, people are catfishing with my picture, and then they like message me and they're like, why aren't you talking to me anymore? I'm like,
That's
listen, I would not have a
What?
separate
So
account.
people
I'm
making
not
other
that famous.
accounts?
Yeah, separate accounts. Separate
Using your
Snapchat.
photos.
Yeah, it's so bad. Tinder is a really big thing. I do not have a Tinder. Okay. And people
So if you
think,
match with Hailey Tucker, it's
Yeah.
not her.
No, I've had people like come up to me and say, like, why'd you ghost me? Why didn't you talk to me?
No
I'm like,
way.
I don't know who you are. It's so bad. And people who do that are just terrible.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot of influence. I mean,
That's bad
Even more than just the
influence.
20,000.
well, that's
Wow.
not your fault that it's bad influence. Like
Right.
you're doing you. So, how does you deal with like the pressure of having influence, and like how does that like affect you and others?
I wouldn't really say it'd be pressure. I've always wanted that to be a part of my life, to be an example for people. I love whenever the little girls come up to me after a game or something and talk
That's
to me.
got to be the best.
Oh, it's the best feeling. Whenever they're like, I want to be a SWASU Lady Bulldog someday. I love that.
Wow.
That we can influence them to want to be a Lady Bulldog and want to better themselves that way. And it's it's super cool. And I really have been grateful to have that experience.
What have you seen like outside of basketball? Like in any way, like your influence? How have you used that?
I don't know. I feel like I said, it's just, little girls, and I can, show them how to act in a way.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done a decent job of trying to be like a role model type, but I know everyone has their faults, and I obviously do, but
You have a lot of Tinders. That's pretty weird.
Tinders, yeah. No, I'm not. No. But it's a super cool experience to be able to have influence and to be able to have kind of a little platform.
Well,
to
I think
help.
people see you like you said, those little girls, or just like people in general. They see the way you carry yourself, like on the court as well as off the court, and it's really impressive just to see. Like I've never seen you get like down in a way. Like there's obviously times you're gonna get like frustrated,
Right.
But I've never seen you like necessarily like throw a big fit like you see some players do. You know
it's
what
not
I'm
me.
Yeah, it's just
Right,
like you might like get mad at yourself or something, like you miss a shot or that sort of thing, but
Right.
it's always like it seems like you're always just like pushing yourself, like pushing, and your other teammates as well.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
And that comes a lot. My mom was my coach all my life.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so she was really hard on me, and so I had to carry myself at a young age at a different point. So like most girls are down here, and I was like having to carry myself as like a senior most of the time because my mom expected that of me. And so, people are watching. Your teammates are watching whenever you're out on the court. So as a senior, especially this year, if anything bad was happening, I'd just pull them together and be like, we're okay. We're going to win. Yeah. Like, don't worry. We're going to win. Like, trust me. But
they had a winning streak of 35 games in a row this past season.
That's impressive. It was a great year for you guys.
Oh, it's really super fun. Yeah, we don't like to lose. Coach Music doesn't like to lose. Yeah. Coach Anderson really doesn't like to lose.
I mean, no one likes to lose.
Right,
honestly, but you guys
really
don't. You guys just excelled at the
winning.
Yeah, and we really like that we could do that for SWOSU as well, because I had people message me on Instagram that I had no idea who they were, and they're like, I want to go to SWOSU because I got to see your university. Like I got to see like I looked up like the gym and everything. So
the gym
really
at SWOSU is incredible.
Oh, it's better than most D1 gyms. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
And do you feel like the weight of like that pressure, like all the eyes on you, does it ever like get to you, like in a bad way of like getting overwhelmed, or do you use it to like push yourself?
Right. Yeah. I use it to push myself. Sometimes like if it's a lot of negative, like with the Instagram and with everything that I have, sometimes it can become negative energy.
Right.
And so I just try to just like get out of here, exactly.
Yeah.
So
haters gonna hate.
Right. Yeah. Like before some games I would have people messaging me like, oh, you're gonna not play well tonight or something like that.
Oh
yeah, it's just
people say that.
Oh yeah, but that's what I said. It's just negative energy trying to come at me, and then I had my teammates behind me, and I was like, if I do play bad, well, they're gonna play freaking good. So it's like whatever,
Well, I think that's such a cool attitude to have. Is
Yeah.
you can tell like you're a team player,
right?
And I think that even plays into a lot of like just having influence of just when people are watching you, just to see. Like I said a second ago, like the way you carry yourself and the way that you push those around you, like speaks so many volumes to everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought it was really neat. You talk a lot about like family, and you talk a lot about playing for your teammates, and then playing for like Weatherford or SWOSU, and stuff like that. And I just think that if people are listening, that's a great way to like use your influence, like you're using your influence to like push others up, boost up other people, allow them to have influence like through you.
Right.
And and like other people get opportunities to better themselves because of her. So I just thought that was like a really great way to use that like spotlight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, hey, I wanna go into something a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more energy. We do segments here on the show every single time, and this is the basketball shootout. Basically, here's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be Hailey versus Curtis. Curtis has played a little ball.
Curtis played some college basketball in his time.
You know what it is.
Don't look at my stats, America. They're nothing compared to Hailey.
Don't look at my stats.
We have this beautiful goal. It's a little Tykes goal because that's how we like to roll in here.
Yeah, the rim's kind of.
All right. It's a little down, but
too much dunking. I had this in my college days. I'm just excited because if I win, I'm an All-American. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an All-American now. It's my dream.
So first one to make 5 shots wins.
Okay.
First one. But we're gonna start with Hailey, new member of the ladies.
Okay, I took off all my rings.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got some bling.
Yeah, look at that bling over there.
Whoa.
Can we get a zoom in on that one?
Right. We just got that.
All right, here we go. First shot.
Okay.
Cue music.
Oh no, that was a brick. Oh.
All right, Curtis.
All right, Curtis's turn.
Oh.
Air ball. Oh man, this is not going so well so far. Here we go.
All right.
Shot number 2.
Oh, okay. Hailey with the 1.
We got Hailey 1. Curtis
with the
0.
1.
Is there gonna be a little graphic at the bottom? This is Hailey 1.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, it's all tied up.
1-1.
All tied up 1-1.
1-1.
Here we go.
All right.
Here we go.
It's tied up.
Oh, fake shot. I called it, right?
Yeah, she called it. She didn't call it. No. Okay, we got 2. Hailey 2. Curtis 1.
2 Hailey, 1 Curtis.
Here we go. Shot number 3.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh my.
Come on, Curtis.
Hey, Creewall, lift
Come
this room
on,
up a little bit.
Curtis. Okay, here we go.
I'm letting this down, guys.
There we go.
Hailey 2, Curtis 1. Push the shot. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
There we
3-1.
There we go. 3-1.
Come on, man.
Okay, 3-2.
Curtis with the
Every time
comeback.
I make it though. It's like
He's gonna catch up. He's gonna catch up.
Here we go.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh.
Guys are heating up.
The score is 4-2.
I just
Hailey is up.
This is the
Could
best
this
I've
be
ever
it?
shot on a Tyke skull. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, 4-3. Okay.
So if I
If
make
Hailey
it
go.
makes this,
Here we go.
it's
Oh,
game.
this is a lot
Ding,
of
ding.
pressure.
Dang it.
Five,
I had my
2,
chance, guys. I had my
3.
chance.
5-3. Hailey comes out on
on.
top as always.
Man, that was fun.
Let's give it up for today's segment of basketball. Shoot.
All right,
Wow.
I'm done, guys. I'm done.
Curtis just
Don't look
leaves
at
us
the
set.
Right, yeah. You can still be an All-American.
Curtis walks
It's okay.
I don't want to be an honorable mention All-American. I was going for first team, okay?
Okay, it's okay.
Does honorable mention even
Everyone
count?
is honorable
my
mention at one point.
That was fun.
So.
That was
fun.
That was fun, guys. But Hailey, we have one more question for you before we let you get out of here. So essentially, everyone in the world has potential for influence.
For sure.
It's just kind of how they choose to decide to use it that ultimately matters. And so we're curious if you could kind of give us some like examples for the listeners of ways that they can use their influence for positive things and to help others.
Maybe like some steps. Yeah, if you have any of those.
Right, yeah. I mean, obviously, you don't even need to have a platform. Like I know you talked about I have
sure.
followers or whatever, but honestly, it's just whatever you post it's gonna reach a number of people. Like on my Instagram, I have this thing where it says like how many people I reach, and sometimes it gets up to like 100,000. So it's like those people see what I post,
Yeah.
you know, and it's just a great feeling that I can use my influence. So obviously, if someone has something that they want to talk about to the world,
Yeah.
I don't know, just for an example, like if you want to talk about mental health awareness or something like that, then you just post about it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so simple.
For sure.
Honestly.
And social media is a great way. I mean, like we're lucky in today's day and age that we have social media and we can post stuff and people are informed about things like
Right.
that. And so like what about like how important do you think it is, like aside from just social media, like your everyday life, just living a life to where you understand that people are watching you? Because I believe that in whatever capacity, like you said, you have a platform, you don't have a platform, people are always watching you, whether you have siblings, even if you go to Walmart, like how important do you think it is to be aware of that and to use even that, have that thought in your mind and use that in a positive way?
Yeah, I can remember being little and thinking my neighbor was the best person in the world because she was older than me,
Yeah.
I thought that she was the coolest person ever. I wanted to be just like her. So it could be as simple as that. But yeah, you have to use your influence and you have to, respect what people are watching you or what they're thinking of you.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you could just not, but also it's like you have your way of showing people like what you're about. And so I try to do that, with positive energy and always, helping others and just stuff, just like simple stuff.
Yeah,
For sure.
And it just can be as simple as, someone on the street asking for money, you give them money, and then someone else behind you will see that, then you give them, so it's simple things.
Yeah.
I really liked how you touched a little while ago upon, as far as influencing people, choosing something that you're passionate about, like choosing something to, post about that you like care about. Like, do you have any like ways, like maybe some steps for people like who are like kind of struggling with like they want to post to get followers as opposed to like posting to like with something they care about? Like, is there any ways people can like
Like, is there a fine line?
Like,
is that what you're trying to say, Curtis?
Well, like what I'm kind of meaning is like just like fighting that like that
The
temptation.
chase for followers rather than the chase for like
Oh.
influencing
True
people
influence. Like they want to just look like they have influence as opposed to like actually trying to like actually influence people for better ways, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Right.
I'm not too sure. Honestly, if you're like wanting to post for followers, you're probably not going to get them, because I've built a platform because I post videos of me in high heels and dribbling around with basketball, it's just like simple things that are just like weird.
Well, that's what you're passionate about, basketball.
Right,
So
yeah.
post about it,
And I'm a
naturally.
very girly girl. Like I love to wear heels, and I'm 6'3", but I still wear like 5-inch heels. You know, I mean, you saw me in class. I show up in heels sometimes, but it's just you can use your platform, whatever. I mean, if you're passionate about something, you won't care. about the amount of followers that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you'll just want to reach out to the people who know you.
And I think even like a smile can go a long way.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You just see someone. That's what I try to do, just to have like a positive impact and to be just genuine. Is like when I see somebody, like not feeling like I'm better than them in any way, but just being like, hey, like what's up? You know, as you walk by them, or you know, they open the door for you and you know, say thank you and just give them a smile. And I think that can even go a long ways as far as having influence. Yeah,
like some people can be having the worst day of their lives, you know, and if you just be nice to them, it's gonna probably change their entire day.
For me, like, so I've been on a church staff since I was 18 years old. So I've always had like this. I've messed up quite a bit when it comes to social media or Snapchat or whatever, posting like maybe something that is not influencing people in the right way. I'm not trying to. Maybe it's a song in the background, or maybe it's like I'm just doing something dumb that's, you know, whatever. But so I always try to be mindful about things I post nowadays, whether it come to like things I'm listening to or things on my story or on my feed, because
you have a filter.
Filter. So do you have a filter when it comes to what you post? What are like the boundaries within that, and how do you? Because to me, like, I think that people not only look at like the things you do on a big platform, but they also look at like the little things you do daily when it comes to stories or anything like that. Or even like he's saying, are you smiling when you're walking down into Walmart or whatever? Like all those little things, I think add up bigger than to the bigger platform thing. So what's your filter when it comes to like posting or walking around? What is that like?
Yeah. You know, whenever I was in high school and I was getting recruited by all these colleges, you're not allowed to have, you know, cuss words on your social media or like bad things on your Twitter or anything like that. So it was kind of like instilled in me with that. But I would never do anything like that in the first place. I would never post anything bad. But like Snapchat, you said like a song in the background or something. I do have a problem like sometimes with, you know, posting things that I think are funny with my friends. And I'm like, oh no, that probably isn't the best.
Do you ever
thing.
Like hold back? Like you're about to post it and realize it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, especially with basketball girls, we're crazy. I mean, we did silly stuff all the time in the locker room and stuff. And I just thought sometimes like, oh no, if my coach's kids would see this, what would they think, you know, and would they be okay with that?
And one thing I noticed right off the bat, because I said like I walked in my first day, like I sat by you and like I knew who you were, and I was like,
that makes
I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, that's Hailey Tucker I'm sitting next to. Gosh. Just kidding. I don't mean, I'm trying to hype you up for all of our listeners. Hailey.
Thank you. I probably had a hoodie on and like glasses in my hair. I probably look like not me.
And I was just like, and I didn't know like what, because like I said, like I was new. So I didn't know how this whole college thing worked. And the one thing I remember is you just like started just talking to me. Like, not that I thought that you were going to be like stuck up or like anything like that. But I just noticed right off the bat, like how genuine you were. And like, you were just Hailey, and you didn't care about, you know, your stats and who people like thought you were. And like, you weren't arrogant. That's what I'm trying to get at. You weren't arrogant. You weren't cocky, like in any way. You're just like genuine, and like that spoke volumes to me personally.
And I love that. I love that ties into like our second episode of Just Be You.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when we have our best influence is when we're being ourselves.
Right.
Like you said, like do the things you're passionate about, not things to chase followers or anything like that. Yeah. Be yourself. Do what you're positive. Do what you're passionate about.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, it'll be blessed for sure.
No, that really makes me honestly feel so good, because people have like, I don't know, like a stigma or like a thing that they think about me. Sometimes like I've had a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were like, I thought you were going to be this way, but you're this way, you know, just because I have those followers or that I play basketball and I'm an athlete and stuff. So that really does make me feel good, because, cause honestly, like, if you ever want to like hit me up, DM me or anything like that, if you have something wrong, like I'm always here to talk. Always like,
that's super cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I'm always searching like who needs help, you know. But I'm such a people person, and I love just talking to people, and so I was so happy when you sat by me, because I was like, yes, like finally I get someone to sit by me, because I probably had the hoodie on.
We had a lot of classes together.
No, we had like every class
and
together.
We just kind of like stuck together, and it was cool.
Yeah,
because
it was awesome.
We would just help each other, and we'd have questions on homework, and I'd just text you, and you'd be like, "You come over?" Because one time I didn't have a textbook.
Yeah.
And you let me borrow it for like a week.
Yeah, because I always bought the textbooks. Every single book I needed, I always bought it, which isn't a good thing. I mean, I'd never used them except for that one night. But
Well, Well, that's cool. So I think what I took away most from this was just be aware, for those of you listening, that people are always watching you. You have an influence and you have a platform, whether you realize it or not. And so always be aware of what you might be saying, what you might be posting, even the way you carry yourself. Yeah. Use what you've been given to make somebody's day and to just have a positive impact. Do you guys have anything else before we go?
Chase what you're passionate about. Chase your passion.
Yeah, I really, what kind of hit me was, if you have a big influence, if you have a big platform, take others along on the ride with you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like include others. You know, don't just focus on yourself. You know, it'll help you like gain perspective.
For sure. Hailey, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Let's give it up for Hailey Tucker.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. It was so much fun.
It was fun.
So, good luck in Sweden on the ladies.
On the ladies.
On the ladies, yeah.
Wait, what is it again?
Say it. Visby ladies.
Visby.
On the island of Gotland.
Can we do they have like a live stream or anything like that?
Yep, and it'll be streamed at like noon your time, 7 o'clock like my time.
Okay.
I'll post about it so you'll see it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Go.
We'll be watching you. We'll be supporting you right from Boost Podcast, right from SWOSU, right from Weatherford. Hey, and don't forget, you are in the running for women's NCAA. Like we said, we don't know if you can vote, but if you can,
vote now.
Vote now.
Link will be posted.
Pre-Wall's voting for Hailey.
For those of you listening, thanks for joining us again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section below. Remember who you're called to be, what you're called to do, and have fun doing it. This is Hailey, Curtis, Caden, and Jarrett signing out. Peace.